Welcome to Korean Cinema Channel. Today I would like to send you the following news. Who is Zhao Zhendong's ultimate leading lady? Is Hae-in the undisputed queen of sweet romance in the fiercely competitive world of short dramas, where new faces appear almost overnight and popularity can vanish just as quickly? One question has recently ignited heated discussion across platforms: who is truly worthy of being Zhao Zhendong's top female lead? As fans argue and rankings circulate, one name keeps rising to the surface: Hae-in. And the more people analyze it, the harder it becomes to deny that she may indeed be the most convincing answer. Zhao Zhendong is known for his strong screen presence, restrained masculinity, and emotionally grounded performances. He is not the kind of actor who relies on exaggerated gestures or shallow sweetness. On the contrary, his charm lies in subtle control: an eyebrow, a pause, a quiet look that carries weight. For such an actor, the female lead cannot simply be cute. She must be able to receive emotion, reflect it, and elevate it. This is where Hae-in stands out at first glance. Hae-in fits perfectly into the sweet pet drama category. Big expressive eyes, a soft smile, and an aura that instantly lowers emotional defenses. She looks like she was born for romance stories. But what truly makes her dangerous is that her sweetness is never hollow. Behind every smile is intention, behind every tear is emotional logic. Viewers often say, "She doesn't act sweet, she is sweet," yet that sweetness is carefully controlled, never excessive, never cheap. When placed opposite Zhao Zhendong, the chemistry feels almost effortless. There is no sense of force or performance pressure. Instead, their interactions flow naturally, as if the characters had existed long before the camera started rolling. Zhao Zhendong's calm, mature energy provides a stable emotional anchor, whilst Hae-in's liveliness injects warmth and movement into every scene. One quiet look from him, one soft reaction from her, and the emotional circuit is complete. What shocks many viewers is not an explosive kiss scene or dramatic confession, but the details. A shared smile after an argument. Her instinctive step closer when he lowers his voice. His unconscious habit of slowing his pace to match hers. These unscripted feeling moments are exactly what modern audiences crave. In an era saturated with industrial sugar, their pairing offers something rarer, livable intimacies. Hae-in's strength also lies in her remarkable adaptability. She can switch seamlessly between modern sweetness, historical tenderness, and emotionally complex roles without losing her core charm. No matter the setting, she maintains a sense of emotional realism. This allows Zhao Zhendong's characters, often layered and internally restrained, to be seen, understood, and softened rather than overshadowed. Instead of competing for attention, she complements him, making the overall narrative richer. Industry insiders have begun to notice this balance. In internal discussions, Hae-in is frequently described as a safe yet surprising choice, a female lead who guarantees audience appeal while still offering performance depth. For platforms chasing both data and reputation, this combination is priceless. It's no longer just about who looks good on screen, but who can sustain emotional engagement across multiple episodes. Hae-in does exactly that. Of course, the title of sweet romance queen is not given lightly. It requires consistency, audience trust, and the ability to make viewers believe in love again and again without fatigue. Judging from current response, Hae-in is steadily approaching that status. Her name now signals not just sweetness, but quality. When audiences see her paired with Zhao Zhendong, expectations rise instantly, not for shock value, but for emotional satisfaction. So, who is Zhao Zhendong's top-tier female lead? The answer may still evolve with time and new collaborations. But at this moment, Hae-in stands as the most convincing choice, not because she is the loudest, or the most hyped, but because she understands romance at its core. She makes sweetness feel earned, intimacy feel real, and love feel worth watching, and perhaps that is the highest praise of all. Building on this momentum, what truly cements Hae-in's position beside Zhao Zhendong is not just a single successful collaboration, but the aftertaste their pairing leaves with audiences. In the fast food era of short dramas, where viewers swipe away at the slightest hint of boredom, leaving an emotional aftertaste is far more difficult than creating momentary excitement. Yet discussions about their scenes often continue long after the episode ends. Viewers replay clips, analyze glances, and quote lines, not because they are shocking, but because they feel real. One striking phenomenon is how audiences project emotional security onto this pairing. Zhao Zhendong's characters often carry a sense of responsibility, restraint, and quiet endurance. When paired with a less grounded actress, this can come across as cold or distant. Hae-in, however, acts as an emotional translator. Through her reactions, sometimes a small pout, sometimes a restrained tear, she allows the audience access to his inner world. Her presence softens his edges without weakening his strength, re-adding a dynamic that feels protective rather than domineering. This balance is particularly rare in sweet romance dramas, which often fall into extremes. Either the male lead overwhelms the female lead, or the female lead is reduced to a decorative symbol of cuteness. With Zhai Yiying, sweetness becomes agency. Her characters may appear gentle, but they are never passive. They respond, choose, and emotionally negotiate. This gives Zhao Zhendong's character space to grow, rather than simply save the heroine. The result is a relationship dynamic that feels equal, even when the narrative leans into traditional romance tropes. Another reason fans increasingly labels Hae-in as the sweet romance queen is her consistency under pressure. As her popularity rises, expectations grow harsher. Every new project is scrutinized, every styling choice compared, every emotional beat dissected. Yet she has shown remarkable stability. Whether facing high-intensity schedules or tightly compressed shooting timelines, her performances rarely slip. Industry staff often note her preparedness on set, clear emotional logic, fast adjustments, and a willingness to discuss character motivation rather than simply hitting marks. This professionalism directly enhances her chemistry with Zhao Zhendong. When two actors trust each other's rhythm, scenes gain elasticity. A pause can be longer. A look can linger. Silence becomes expressive instead of awkward. Their scenes often feel less like performed romance and more like captured moments, which is why audiences describe them as addictive rather than merely sweet. From a market perspective, their pairing also represents a shift in audience taste. Viewers are no longer satisfied with surface-level sugar. They want romance that soothes emotional anxiety, that offers reassurance rather than overstimulation. Zhao Zhendong and Zhai Yiying together embody this trend, calm, affectionate, and emotionally legible. This makes them especially appealing to working adults, female viewers seeking emotional resonance, and audiences fatigued by exaggerated melodrama. Looking ahead, the biggest question is not whether Zhai Yiying deserves the title of top female lead, but how far she can expand beyond it. The danger of being crowned a sweet romance queen is typecasting. Yet if her recent choices are any indication, she is actively assisting stagnation. By gradually introducing darker emotional layers, stronger internal conflict, and more autonomous character arcs, she is laying the groundwork for longevity rather than short-term dominance. For Zhao Zhendong, this partnership has also proven transformative. Acting opposite someone who can both absorb and reflect emotional nuance allows him to refine his own restraint-based performance style. Instead of pushing intensity outward, he can trust the scene to breathe. In this sense, Zhai Yiying is not just a suitable female lead, she is a performance catalyst. So when audiences ask, who is Zhao Zhendong's ultimate leading lady, they are really asking a deeper question: who can stand beside him without breaking the emotional logic of his characters, while still shining in her own right? At this stage, Zhai Yiying answers that question with quiet confidence. She doesn't steal the spotlight, she shares it. And in today's short drama landscape, that may be the rarest talent of all. Thank you for watching my channel. See you in the next videos. Thanks.